1. Processor speed. 2. Memory. 3. Hard disk space.
Hello viewers, just as you've seen, your computer is described by three things. Thus, the processor speed, the memory, and the amount of hard disk space. These are what you use to describe a laptop or a desktop. The part that you can touch is the hardware. As we go into this video, I'm going to explain to you, what each of them means. And at the end, you will understand your PC the more. You want to buy a laptop? You want to buy a desktop? These are the things you need before you purchase one. How fast is your PC? Now this question we're going to answer at the end of this video. Now your PC is described, as we said before, by the computer's configuration. The configuration is the processor, the computer's memory, and also the hard disk space. We're going to look at different generations of computers. After looking at different generations of computers, then we'll now talk about the processor generation. We have the generation of processors. So we have this. We're going to look at this generation of computers. After that, we'll now know how to describe a computer before we know how slow your PC is. If it is slow, then well, maybe one problem or the other. But ordinarily, the speed of your PC cannot be more than how it was manufactured to be. A car cannot run as fast as a lorry. Likewise, should you expect a lorry to run as fast as a car? So if your PC is a car, it will run as fast as a car. That's what we talk about, the configuration of your PC. Then we'll look at how to solve slow PC problem, and also if you need to buy a new PC or to upgrade the existing one, we'll look at all those in the course of this video. So the first thing we're going to do is to look at the generations of computers. Good. Now these are the various generations of computers. That is when the first computer was produced. So you have this the first generation. For educational purpose, you can pause the video and just have everything here digested. But I'm going to run through here because this is not our major goal. It's for educational purpose. Now the first generation, there's it, the ENIAC, the UNIVAC, and so on. There's it. Second generation of computers, UNIVAC computers, the IBM, and so on. The third generation of computers, there's it, IBM, and Honeywell. And here, fourth generation of computers from 1971 to 1989. These are the Apple Macintosh and the IBM PC and others. And here we have the fifth generation of computers, and that's where we are currently from 1989 to the present day. And this is what we call the Microsoft Windows, or the Apple system.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down.
We have currently using the fifth generation of computers, and you have either a laptop or a desktop. Now the ones you use, I for one, I use Microsoft Windows. Then you have two types. Basically, you have either Windows system, it has an operating system, or you have the Apple system. This Apple is the company, and the operating system is called Mac OS. That's the operating system. You can see this is the logo, and Apple on it. This is the logo of the Apple. So this is an Apple computer. As for the Microsoft Windows, the operating system that is used is Windows operating system. Windows OS. Okay, Windows OS, and you know you have Windows 10, you have Windows 11. The current version is what? Is Windows 11. Windows 11 is the latest version of our Windows operating system. And so the current generation of computers we're using is called the 5th generation. That brings us to this Windows computer processor. As we said, 3 factors determine the speed of your computer. Okay, that is the processor, the computer's memory, and the hard disk. Okay, and here we have the processor. This is the motherboard. This picture you see here, this is the motherboard. The motherboard is the platform, is the hardware inside the computer on which all the components sit. They sit on the motherboard. It's a board. So this is the processor. It is the processor that determines the speed of your computer. Okay. Now, talking about the processor, you have 2 types of processors. Okay, you have the Intel processor and you have the AMD processor. The Intel processor, there are different categories, different grades, different names it has produced until it got to the point we call Pentium. Pentium was the 5th generation of processors. Okay, we have 2 generations in this language. We have 2 generations. One, you have generations of computers, that is the progression of computers as they have been produced from the first computer to the current generation of computers, which is the 5th generation. Okay, then amongst all the processors you have the processors also have generations of processors. Okay, you have generations of computers, you have generation of processors. So in the current dispensation, we are using the Core I series. Okay, we started from Pentium, which is the 5th generation, and we have passed this stage. We are currently in the I series, and the company that produces them is what? Is the Intel Corporation. Okay, so currently we have Core i3, we have Core i5, we have Core i7, we have Core i9. Okay, this is the maximum generation of processors that has been produced as we speak. Now, within each category here, you have the generation as well. Okay, so you have Core i3 first generation, you have Core i3 second generation, and so on. You have a system, you can have Core i5 first generation, Core i5 second generation, and so on. Currently we have Core i9 14th generation. This is one of the major factors that determine the speed of your computer. Don't expect a Pentium system to be as fast as Core i9 14th generation. Okay, the major thing that determines the speed of your computer is the generation of the computer. So you have Core i3 first generation, second generation, and so on. Then if your system, if your PC, okay, PC means personal computer. If the processor of your PC is not made by Intel, then it will be made by AMD. And AMD, you have generations as well. You have AMD K5, AMD K6, and so on, up to AMD Ryzen. And this Ryzen, you also have generations as well, from 1st generation to 6th generation. And so the major thing that determines the speed of your computer is the generation of the processor. Now let's check the configuration. How do you know that? Now you can just from here go to your command prompt. You can check it from here. We're going to use another means as well to check it, another method. So to check the generation of your computer, okay, the easier one, the faster, is to just go to Windows Explorer. Just open Windows Explorer, Windows E, right click on this PC and click on Properties. Good, there is it. So this is the information about your PC, the configuration. Okay, this is your computer's configuration. This is the processor. Can you see this is the processor? It's Intel Core i7. Okay, this is my system. Then you have 47. So this number you see here, this is the generation of the computer. So the first digit is the generation. So this is the 4th generation. Okay, then you have 2.50 gigahertz here. This is the frequency. This is the frequency. Okay, the frequency. You can see here, installed RAM is the memory. Okay, you can see that 16 gig RAM. Okay, so that's the major thing. These are the major parameters you can read about your system. This is system configuration. Your system configuration is made up of what? The processor. Okay. Number 2, the RAM. Okay, and number 3, the hard disk. Okay, hard disk drive, HDD. Here we already have information about the processor and the RAM. Now the next thing is the hard disk. So you go back to your hard disk. The hard disk, you click on this PC, go to drive C, this drive C. Okay, you right click on it and choose properties. Good. You can see it. The capacity is what? Is 237 gigabytes. This 237 means it is 250 gigabytes. I will explain this later. Okay, you can see U space is the U space, and this is the free space. Okay, so this is how to know the configuration of your system. When I say system, it means your PC as well. Okay, now to use the command prompt, you can as well use the command prompt to get it here. Open command prompts, just click here, CMD, enter. Okay, I will take this one to the left. Look at it. I already held the title bar, make it to get focus. Windows left arrow. That's it. Now we need this one to be on the right. That is it. So we'll type this there. We'll type this one there using command prompt to know the configuration of our system, of our PC. Click on this. That's it. Now you type what is here. Type what is here on the left hand side here. Want to enter into our command prompt. So you have what? WMIC space CPU, okay, space get name, comma, okay, caption, okay, comma, max clock speed. Now you press enter. Good, you can see that. That's it. Let me maximize this. You see this? You see this? That is Intel Family 6 Model 60 stepping 32495 Intel Arrow. So this one I'm interested in. Core i7. This TM, leave it. Maybe just a trademark. Core i7 4710. You can see. So this is the 4th generation. Okay, and so on. Core i7. Let me go back. Win left arrow. Okay. Now the next thing you want to know is the model number. At times you have your computer and you want to know the model number so that you can upgrade or install the drivers. Okay, you need the model number. This my system is Lenovo IdeaPad. Okay, Lenovo IdeaPad. My system is Lenovo. Okay, Core i7 IdeaPad. That's my system here, but the number is not written on the body. Okay, so to get the model number, you go and enter this value here. That is WMIC CS products. Okay, get name, press enter. Okay, WMIC CS products, get name, press enter. That's it. You can see it. That is 20250. Okay, 20250. 20250. So this is the model number. So you can say my system, my laptop is Lenovo Core i7 IdeaPad 20250. That is it. So let me close this. Another way of getting the processor configuration as well is by coming here, click on this point here, your search field, you say device manager, okay, press enter. Good. Then you now go to processor, the processor here. processor. This is it. You open it. Processor. Good. Hello there. I know you've enjoyed this lesson. I want you to subscribe to this channel and see that you don't miss any video. I'm going to be posting videos from time to time. You can see it. Intel Core TM i7 4710 and so on. So from here, you know it is Core i7. Okay, this is the processor generation 4710. Okay, and this is the frequency. Okay, the processor speed. So that's it. So this means it's what is 4th generation. Okay, it's called i7 and so on. So that's how to check the configuration of your system. Now here we've been able to ascertain the processor speed. Okay, we know the model number of our system. We know the hard disk. This is 250 gigabytes. Okay, and so on. So let's proceed. Let's go back. Good. Now we now know the configuration of our system. We are using Intel. Okay, it's Intel. It is not Pentium. Pentium is you have from Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3 up to Pentium 4. Okay, that's Pentium. So here people will tell you, what's your system? It is Intel Pentium, meaning it's between Pentium 1 and Pentium 4. But in most cases, it's going to be Pentium 4. Okay, because I don't think people are still using Pentium 2 and Pentium 1 by now. It's likely it's going to be Pentium 4. So if somebody tells you my computer is Intel Pentium, it means it's most likely it's going to be Pentium 4. Then you have this generation, this category, either Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, Core i9, or so. And the higher you go like this, the more expensive it becomes. Okay, it's more recent they are getting. Okay, so let's go back. Good. Now I've treated the processor, so we know how to check our processor speed now. Okay, how fast is your PC? The speed of your PC is determined majorly by these two items here. Okay, the computer memory and the processor speed. Okay, now we know the processor speed. Now let's look at the computer memory. Where the hard disk places a part is that you have two types of hard disk currently. You have the hard disk drive and you have what we call the SSD. We'll get to that. But first of all, let's look at the next item, which is the computer's memory. Now this RAM, random access memory. Okay, the smaller one, they are the same shape. Okay, the smaller one is for laptops, while the bigger one is for desktops. Okay, so you have DDR1, DDR2 up to DDR5. Okay, the higher you climb, okay, the more expensive they become, and also they are for the more recent computers. So this is your RAM, random access memory. All the computations of your system, they are done here temporarily, because you have two types of memory. You have the permanent memory, and you have what the temporary memory. Okay, you have the temporary memory, and the temporary memory is your RAM, random access memory. You have different sizes. Okay, you have 512 megabytes. Okay, you have 1 gig. Okay, you have 1 gigabyte memory. You have 2 gigabyte memory. Okay, you have 4 gigabyte memory. You have 8 gigabyte memory. Okay, you have 16 gigabyte memory. Okay, you have 32 gigabyte memory. Okay, and so on. Now the memory, okay, the higher the memory, the faster your computer. It increases the speed of your computer. The next thing we're going to look at here is the hard disk space. Okay, this is hard disk space. You have laptop hard disk and you have desktop hard disk as well. Okay, the difference is in the size. Okay, the laptop hard disk is smaller than the desktop hard disk. Now you have two types of hard disk. You have the SSD, okay, and you have the HDD. The SSD is the more modern hard disk. It is faster. It's faster. Everything about computer is speed. How to work faster. Okay, so these are the different sizes of your hard disk: 120 gigabyte, 250, 30, 320, 500, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, up to 30 terabytes, and so on. Describing a computer, number 4 here. Now, to describe your computer, whether it is a car or a lorry in terms of speed, there is it. Good. Now, a computer is described by the make, the processor, the RAM, the hard disk, and any other parameter or feature that may be added. Now here, the make, it may be HP, it may be Lenovo, it may be Acer, it may be Dell. Okay, that's the make. Okay, so to describe the computer, you start with the make. In this case, it's HP. Okay, then after that, you see the processor. Okay, processor speed. Then after that, you have the RAM. After that, you have the hard disk. There are the three major parameters: the processor, the RAM, and the hard disk space that we use in describing a computer. So, for example, in this case here, this HP 15, 13th gen. So already you know the generation. I've talked about that. Okay, Intel Core i3. Okay, you can see that. So we can break it here. This is the processor. Then 8 gig RAM, 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, you can see that. So if you close this, this is the RAM. This is the RAM. This is the RAM. Okay, 8 gigabytes of RAM. Then 512 gigabyte SSD. So this is the hard disk. Okay, this is the hard disk. You understand? So this backlit keyboard is just an additional feature. Okay, that it has keyboard lights. Okay, then this is 15.6 inches. This is the size of the screen. Okay, then Windows 11, then plus headsets. They are just additional features. You're selling a laptop with a headset. It's just an additional feature to increase the marketability. Okay, you can see. Let me just draw a line. Now you can see the first term here. This is the make. Okay, after that, this is the processor. This is the processor. Okay, then after that, this is the RAM. That's the RAM. Then this is the hard disk. This is the hard disk. That's the hard disk. Let's look at this. Let's describe. Look at this. So merely looking at it, you understand the grade of the computer. Okay. In this case, look at it. This is the name, HP. Then I think this is just the description. This is the model name here. Okay. Model is touch. Okay. If you look at it, there's no processor speed here. Then this is 525. This is 256 gigabyte SSD. So this is the hard disk. Okay. When you're describing the hard disk, you will either see HDD, okay, or SSD. See that you see HDD or SSD in front of it. That is the hard disk space. Then here, this is 4 gigabytes RAM. Okay, you can see that's the RAM. Then this is the processor now. Intel, you can see that Intel Celeron quad core. You can see that Intel Celeron quad core. So this is just Intel. Okay, quad core. This is Pentium 4. That's the meaning. This is Pentium 4. Okay, then Windows 10 operating system. Okay, plus mouse, plus USB lights top, and that's it. Okay, so this is how to describe a computer: the make, the processor, the RAM, and the hard disk space. Let's continue. After that, now that we know the configuration of our PC, let's look at how to solve slow PC problem. Solving slow PC problem. Now, load system. It's possible that your PC is a lorry in terms of speed. So, it's a low system. The best you can do is to upgrade or buy a new PC. Okay, we'll talk about this later. Then 2, run disk cleanup. If your system is slow, okay, you can get 2 external hard disks and back up important files into them. Having 2 external hard disks means once you back your data up into the external hard disk, you can delete it from your system to create more space so that you have a backup. You can't just have 1 external hard disk and that is where your data is. There is no alternative location. Okay, that's why you need 2 external hard disks for data backup so that you can delete it from your system. Then number 3, delete temporary files. Okay, delete temporary files. You enter this into your system and delete all temporary files. We're talking about your system being slow. Your system, the speed of your system is slow, not because of the grade. Okay, it is already supposed to be a fast system, but as you're using it, it's not as fast as it should be. It is then you carry out points 2 downwards. Okay, but if your system is naturally slow, all you need to do is to upgrade, okay, to a higher processor or increase the RAM. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay, that if it is naturally slow, that's the grade of your system, of your PC. But apart from that, if your PC is supposed to be fast and it's not as fast as you expect it, then you do all this from 2 to 6. Okay, you run this cleanup. Then you can just go to your system, Windows E. Okay, once you are here, you click on this PC, then you go to drive C. Right click on your drive C and click on properties. That is, that drive C is where your operating system has been installed. Click on properties. You can see this disk cleanup. Click on this. This is it. Then you make sure you check all the options here. You can see them: temporary files, Windows error, and so on. Okay, you just check on them because you'll be seeing the amount of data that are being kept on your system that are redundant. Okay, you can see them. You can see them here. 29, though they are small here. Okay, at times you may see that what is here is much, so you just check on them. After checking on them, okay, you click on clean up system files. Okay, you can just click on OK. If you want to add system files as well, you can click on this. But from here, click on OK. Okay, it's asking you, click on delete files. Once that is true, you can see it's done. You can go back again, this cleanup. Okay, then clean up system files. Click on this. Okay, so you can see that all these, you can see them. Just check on them and click on OK. See, it's asking you as well. Delete files. It's cleaning up system files now. The time it takes depends on the speed of your system and also the amount of files to be deleted. Good. You can see it's done. So I'll click on OK, and that's how to use that option to clean up unwanted files. Okay, that's run this cleanup. I've done that. Number 3, you can delete temporary files by using this command in your search field. Okay, %temp%. %temp%. Press enter. Okay, then here you select everything. Control A, delete them permanently. Are you an educator? Are you a teacher or lecturer? Then you need to visit my website, www.teachwithcomputer.com, and you will learn how to digitize pedagogy. You will learn how to create materials, how to use AI, how to manipulate your computer, okay, how to make videos, and a lot of things, okay, on how to excel as an educator. Do you own a school? Then you need what we call CCS card. CCS card is a system where the content, all your content is in the computer, and a teacher or a lecturer enters the class, okay, selects the subject, he selects the topic, and starts teaching with multimedia. We also learn how to build content to teach any subject, to teach any course in whatsoever capacity you find yourself. You hold down Shift, Delete. Click on OK. Good. Now it may complain like this that some files are in use, so you just say, click on this, do this for all current items, and you say skip. As you work on your system, it stores files temporarily, okay? So that those times you want to recover files, this is where it stores them, in case there is any system failure. So you delete all these temporary files. They actually occupy space on your hard disk. Good, that's it. So let's go back. That's it. Then the next one, disable startup programs. There's a program, I've done that before, where you disable startup programs. You just click here, just type startup apps. Okay, startup, you can see that's it, startup apps. Okay, click on it. You open this, all the applications are starting when your system boots up, they are here. So you just turn them off. You can see I've turned a lot of mine. You can see many of them, they'll be turned off. Okay, you can see, so that's what you do. You just turn them off. This is my pen tablet, I want to be working. Okay, and so startup apps, you just turn them off here. The ones you feel that you don't need to start up as your system boots up. That's it. Okay. The next one, you can disable Windows updates. Okay, so you come here and you type services, and you press enter. Okay, then you scroll down to Windows updates. Scroll down to Windows updates. Okay, that's it. Click on it. That's it. You right click on it, or you can double click on it. Yes, you come here. Startup type is manual. Open here and say disabled. Say apply. Say okay. I don't want to be updating. In case you need to install an application and it will tell you that a given component of Windows operating system is missing, then you can come back here and enable it. Okay, come here and just say automatic. You can leave it as automatic. You click on start. You start it, so the Windows update service starts running. But ordinarily, I don't like leaving it on because it slows down my system. I normally disable it. So you see it's disabled. Okay, and okay, that's it. So that's how to disable Windows updates. The next thing is to, if you suspect virus attack, back up your files, reinstall OS, and get antivirus with a valid license. If you feel that your system is slow unnecessarily, it could be possible that it has been attacked by a virus. So the best way to cure virus attack is to wipe up, is to clean up the whole system. That is, you back up your data, okay, then you now install the operating system afresh. The next thing is to install an antivirus. By so doing, your system becomes clear. If you have a virus attack, don't waste your time trying to clear the system by installing another antivirus immediately. Okay, it will take a longer journey. The best thing is just to back up your files, wipe everything up, and reload the operating system. Meanwhile, you don't need to do this by yourself. Give it to a computer engineer to do the reloading for you. Okay, then make sure you have a valid antivirus, because most people, they don't want to buy antivirus, and when you do that, you end up spending more money because you may end up losing your files. Okay, the next thing is buying a new PC. You want to buy a new PC? Okay, so you want to buy a brand new or fairly used? Brand new is better, but for the purpose of our pocket, some people may not be financially buoyant enough, they will go for fairly used. Okay, so if you want to buy a laptop at any point in time, make sure you consult an engineer. Now, brand new, you already know the configuration. Okay, with this, you can decide, you can look at the system. Okay, from this tutorial, you can look at the system and invest in any laptop of your choice. Okay, the higher the laptop, the more expensive, the better it is, the faster it is. Okay, then if you want to buy a fairly used laptop, make sure you go with an engineer. Okay, consult an engineer, don't do it by yourself. Okay, then 2, what brand should I buy? You can buy any brand. All the brands are good, the ones I've seen so far. Is it HP? Is it Dell? Is it Acer? Is it Lenovo? Okay, all of them, they are good. Okay, it depends on maintenance. Most of the laptops that I've come across, they are good, so you can buy any brand you like. One factor you should consider as well is the availability of the parts. Okay, you should get a laptop such that if any of the components gets faulty, you can easily get the spare parts. Then number 3, the configuration. Okay, this configuration, we've talked about it before. Okay, you want to buy a laptop. Okay, you want to buy a laptop, buying a PC. You want to buy a laptop. You can see this. This HP. This is the name. This is the HP. You can see that HP 15, 13th generation Intel Core i3. Okay, so that's the processor. Then 8 gig RAM. Okay, this is the RAM. Okay, now ordinarily, if you want to buy a laptop, most of them some of them come with even come with 2 gig. Okay, the minimum RAM you should use in your system should be 4 gig RAM, but the average that will serve you well is 8 gig RAM. Okay, the higher the RAM, the better, the faster the speed of your system. Okay, then this 512 gigabyte SSD. This is the hard disk. Okay, backlit that it has keyboard lights. Okay, it is 15.6 inches wide. Windows 11 plus S7. This is the price. This is Nigeria, 570,000. Okay, then this is the name. This is Dell Inspiron. Okay, G3. All this is the model number. Okay, then Core i5. Okay, 8th gen, 4 gigabytes. Okay, NVIDIA. This NVIDIA is talking about having a dedicated memory, dedicated graphics. Okay, it's a dedicated graphics. That's the meaning of this. If you want to use a laptop that does a lot of graphics work, then you need the type that has a dedicated graphics. Maybe 2 gig, maybe 4 gig, maybe 8 gig RAM dedicated graphics. Okay, that's the price. Look at this HP EliteBook 845G8. Okay, then Ryzen 5 Pro. So this is an AMD processor. Okay, this is not Intel processor. Yeah, they told you Intel Core i processor. This is Ryzen 5. So this is AMD processor. Okay, and so on. You can see that 16 gig RAM. Okay, that's the RAM. Then 512 gigabyte SSD. This is the hard disk space. Okay, Windows 11 and so on. And that's the price. This HP ProBook. This is just the name. Touchscreen. This touchscreen. Then 256 gigabyte. This SSD. This hard disk and so on. So with this, you should be able to identify the grade of the computer you're buying. Then features to look for in a laptop. Okay, look at these two laptops now. They have the same size. Okay, but the content is different. Okay, on my left, you see, this is 2004 to 2005. This is 2023 to 2024. Can you see the two of them are the same size, but the contents are different. Okay, and that's why we said the computer is not what you are touching, it is what is inside. Look at this processor, Intel Pentium. Okay, Intel Pentium 4, 3.2 gigahertz. This is the frequency. The processor speed, 3.2 gigahertz. Single core, okay, and so on. Memory, 1 gig. DDR RAM. Okay, can you see the memory? 1 gig. Then the storage is 80 gigabytes. That's the hard disk. The graphics, Intel, and so on. Okay, integrated graphics. Then display, this 15 inch the screen. Optical drive, DVD RAM and so on. Can you see this? This wireless, that has a wireless network. Okay, Ethernet, this wired network, the LAN. Okay, this is the modem and so on. USB ports, VGA output, PCMI and so on. The battery, 6 cell. Okay, you should look at the battery life as well. This is 4 to 5 hours typical usage. Okay, once it's fully charged and so on. Then let's look at the next laptop. Look at this one. Processor, this Core i7. Okay, 10 core. Okay, 2P and so on. Then you have memory, 16 gig DDR5. This is very high. Okay, then they are telling you 2 by 8 gig modules. That is 16 gig. Okay, you can be in modules. You can have single module 16 gig. Okay, you can have a single module 8 gig. You can have, when you say module, that means one piece of it. Then the storage, 512 gigabytes. Okay, SSD. Then the graphics, Intel. Okay, integrated graphics and so on. The display is 15-inch screen. You can see it has Wi-Fi, gigabit Ethernet. Okay, this is the LAN. It has Bluetooth. Okay, and so on. USB and so on. HDMI output. Okay, it has HDMI here. This one here does not have HDMI. Okay, so please, if you want to buy a laptop, make sure it has HDMI output. Okay, it's very, very important for you to connect to another TV, for you to connect to a projector and so on. Though with VGA you can as well connect, but the beauty is that with VGA you cannot get the sound from where you are connecting to. But with HDMI you can configure your laptop so that the sound comes from the TV you are connecting it to. Okay, just as we have CCS card system. In CCS card we teach you how to connect your laptop to the TV. You teach with the TV. not just your laptop alone, and you attach your graphics pen tablet to it, and you start teaching. So today's lecturer or today's teacher, you should be a digital lecturer, a digital teacher. So that's how to describe. If you want to buy a computer, these are the things you should look for. And next, last and not the least, you have upgrading my PC. You want to upgrade your PC, you can change the processor. Give this to an engineer. It's not what you should do by yourself. Okay, so it's possible the motherboard can take different processors. Okay, you can have a motherboard that can accept Core i3 processor and Core i5 processor. You can have a motherboard that can take Core i5 processor and also Core i7 processor. So meet your engineer to help you. But another faster way of upgrading your system, of increasing the speed, is to increase the RAM. If it is 2 gig, increase it to 4 gig. This is the minimum it should be. Okay, but on average you should use 8 gig RAM or more. Okay, the higher the RAM, the faster your computer. But at the same time, the processor is the major determinant. So if your processor is slow, no matter the amount of RAM you add to it, it may not increase the speed of your system. I think this is this. So I think we have come to the end of this tutorial. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you're always watching my videos. And at the same time, you can visit my website, www.teachwithcomputer.com. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.